Hello, my name is Jasmine Ernest, and today I'm going to present the conflict perspective, which is chapter 3. The agenda. These are the main topics that I'm going to go over in this chapter. Start with the introduction and then move on to sources of inspiration, theoretical framework, theoretical image, theoretical component, theoretical applications, imperial test, policy implications, and then the conclusion. Introduction. Substance abuse is an individual behavior. It connects to a larger social structure and process, not only in cause but also consequence. Cause. Conflict within and between individual groups. For example, social division between the rich and the poor, or the educated and the uneducated. Consequence. Substance use divides people into contrasting or opposing groups. This will be people who suffer from addiction, and then those who are absent of drugs, people who are in need of help, and those who are offering the help. Can also be dependency and self-sufficiency. The conflict perspective view substance use, and substance users as sites, vehicles, or carriers of division, tension, conflict, or confrontation between or among individual groups, institutions, social classes, or identifiable units. Sources of inspiration. From the conflict perspective, substance signifies not only the contradiction inherent in human adaptations to environment, but also the conflict between body and mind, between nature and nurture, between need and enjoyment, between performance and entertainment, and between various other contrasts in life. Substance use may originate from physical defects, mental disorder, personal stress, or problem in the family, school, employment, organization, community, culture, or general social system. To continue with sources of inspiration, Mark argues that crime has a political concept to it. It is designed to protect the rich or privileged rather than the poor or disadvantaged. He divides criminology into 3 camps. Instrumental being criminal laws used by the state or ruling class to control the have-nots in society, or the unprivileged society. Cultural, structural, is using the law to basically serve the interests of the capitalists. Dialectical would be the effect of the justice system on those who themselves make, enforce, or interpret the law. Theoretical framework. The conflict perspective focuses on the conflict aspect of substance use and abuse. Conflict refers to the discord of one's feeling or action. Within the individual, substance use and abuse may lead to or result from material deficiency, disequilibrium, and biochemistry, physical defects, anxiety, stress, or unfulfilled dreams. Individuals and their environment has a major impact on the cause and consequence of substance abuse. For example, disputes with the family, or being laid off from a job, or being expelled from school. Theoretical image. When substance come in contact with individuals, it becomes a conflict. Substance itself is a neutral object. Substance abuse itself is a simple act. Substance use results from conflict. For example, people may turn to drug or alcohol, maybe from failure from school or failing from a job. Substance users are not just people who use substances. Theoretical components. In light of conflict, substance use, and substance users are symbol sites or barriers of various social contradictions and confrontations, from economic segregation, political marginalization, and cultural class. to racial, ethnic division. The first one would be substance as a symbol of conflict. This basically describes substance come from nature. Human beings use substance used for nutritional, medical, or entertainment in various reasons. It has a effect on the human body and mind, which leads to psychological deficiencies or malfunction or lack of control, addiction, malnutrition. Number 2, substance use as a site of contradiction. So basically, substance use initiates and follows conflict between various interests, roles, agencies, and forces in life. Socially disadvantaged side voluntary or involuntarily engage in substance use to gain attention, vent, or to simply just rebel. For example, young people may experience drugs to basically prove to their older counterparts that they are brave and adventurous. The socially privileged side intentionally or unintentionally employs substances to gain status or even advance their own position. Substance users, creator, messenger, or victim of confrontation. The creator will be the ones that produce, they use substances to produce or escalate conflict. Messenger would be, they explicitly and implicitly speak about contrast of using substances. As victims use substances as a scapegoat. Conflict, typology, nature, initiation, escalation, and resolution, and substance use and abuse. This will be conflicts involving substances. Substance use or users varies in type and nature. Intrapersonal, which is conflict between body and mind. Interpersonal, which will be conflict between parent and child, or teacher and student, or supervisor and worker. Intra-agency is prevention and intervention, rehabilitation versus punishment. Inter-agency will be work in community, organization, or research and policy entities. Those will be examples. Conflict theory opened up a number of questions. Here are some of the questions that come to mind. Why are some substances more likely than others to cause addiction? Are there any unique factors that explain why one substance is prone to make an individual fall under a conflict situation? Do substance users become differentiated in conflict by age, race, gender, and various social characteristics? Can conflict be legitimately distinguished among the substance prone, neutral, or substance inhibitory? Are some substances more likely than others to be future in conflict and stress? Critical perspective requires a critical attitude against substance use. So we ask this question and state these facts. Does conflict cause substance use, or does substance use lead to conflict? Case studies are suitable for intra and interpersonal relationships. Case studies can verify whether the substance is generally used only when biological defects, mental disorders, or interpersonal conflicts are present. and history analysis. Its substance is a center of interest or its collateral. Survey research is essential to gathering attitudinal and behavioral information from different social groups about substance use and abuse. Experiment is needed to determine the cause relationship between physical defects or mental disorder and substance use. Political implications. We're going to start with public health. Public health professionals are trained to diagnose and treat physical defects and mental disorders with substances. They do not be aware of conflicting interests of the individuals in their practice. Social control, Social control agents and substance users are controversial. Social contract agents believe that substance use is dangerous, questionable. It is to be regulated, monitored, and controlled. Substance users are troublemakers and law violators. Life and community. The reaction of substance use depends on the nature of their community. Some people may empathize with users, some oppose. It still remains an issue of concern, debate within communities. Work and organization. Employers tend to hire people and keep employees who are able to complete their job. When they find out that employees either using substances, they try to cover it up or cut it off. The cover it up will be work with the employee to downplay problem in public, and then cut it off will basically letting them go.